Hello, and thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Today's episode is going to be titled, Loneliness Doesn't Have to Be a Negative Situation. We live in a society that often paints loneliness as a negative experience. People frequently lament how lonely they feel, associating it with sadness and depression. While these feelings are valid, because excessive loneliness can indeed weigh heavily on the mind, solitude is not inherently bad. In fact, being alone can be profoundly enriching when embraced in a balanced and healthy way. There's a distinct difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is often involuntary, a state in which one craves companionship but finds themselves isolated. Solitude, on the other hand, is a choice, a state of being alone that allows for reflection, peace, and personal freedom. The key to navigating these states is balance. Too much isolation can lead to a sense of disconnect, but a well-balanced life incorporates moments of solitude and interaction in a way that suits the individual. For a long time, I struggled with the societal perception of loneliness. I saw people around me viewing their solitude as a curse, always seeking companionship, always emphasizing the downsides. But as I examined my own situation, I realized that being alone wasn't as dreadful as people made it out to be. My reality is one of limited social interaction. I don't have many friends, either online or in real life. Because of this, solitude has become a staple of my daily existence, and rather than lamenting it, I've chosen to embrace it. Being alone gives me space to think, reflect, and engage with myself in a way I couldn't if I were constantly surrounded by others. When my roommates aren't home, I experience a sense of true personal freedom. I can say whatever I want, watch whatever I want, and engage in activities without interference. There's no one questioning my thoughts or opinions, no one taking offense to an offhand remark or misunderstanding something I say. This personal autonomy is something many people overlook when they focus only on the negative aspects of solitude. I was recently watching a YouTube video where the creator discussed his love for traveling alone. He emphasized that solo vacations allowed him complete control over his time. He didn't have to negotiate plans with anyone, didn't have to deal with negativity or drama, and didn't have to accommodate other people's reluctance to explore. This resonated deeply with me. When you travel with others, conflicts inevitably arise. In a car filled with multiple people, opinions clash, disagreements surface, and tension builds. The freedom to make every decision according to one's own desires is something uniquely rewarding about solo experiences. Yet, despite these advantages, many people fixate on the downsides of being alone. Society rarely acknowledges the benefits of solitude. It focuses on the struggles, the emotional toll, and the supposed detriments. But everything in life has both positives and negatives, and recognizing the upsides of solitude can reshape how we view our personal time. Being alone allows for uninterrupted self-expression. Right now, as I write this, I am alone. I don't have distractions, nor do I have anyone questioning why I'm discussing this topic. I can express myself freely, without interference. Imagine trying to articulate these thoughts while surrounded by people constantly asking why solitude matters, why it's worth discussing, or why I'm passionate about it. That layer of scrutiny would undoubtedly diminish the clarity and sincerity of my expression. There's a unique kind of freedom in solitude. Whether it's ranting, reflecting, creating, or simply existing without external pressures, being alone fosters an environment of unhindered self-discovery. Nosy roommates, interruptions, and unwanted opinions fade away in moments of solitude, allowing the mind to expand beyond surface-level distractions. Of course, balance remains essential. Too much isolation can feel suffocating, while too little solitude can be overwhelming. Some people thrive in social environments, feeling energized by constant interaction, while others find peace in quiet moments of self-reflection. Many exist somewhere in the middle, valuing companionship but also cherishing their alone time. For instance, I watched a movie about an architect who struggled with focus due to family distractions. His children frequently interrupted his workflow, and his wife's presence, while comforting, made it challenging for him to concentrate. When his family temporarily went away, he finally had the solitude necessary to pour himself into his work without interruption. He smoked a little marijuana, focused intensely, and accomplished more than he ever could with constant distractions. But this solitude wasn't permanent. His family returned, reintroducing the balance between isolation and interaction. This illustrates an important truth. Productivity often flourishes in solitude. Without external disruptions, the mind can fully engage in tasks, pushing creative and intellectual boundaries. Many of history's great thinkers and creators cultivated their ideas in solitude before sharing them with the world. Sometimes, solitude isn't a choice, it's simply the reality of one's circumstances. Not everyone is surrounded by people or opportunities for social engagement. In such cases, the choice becomes whether to embrace solitude positively or dwell on its negatives. Perspective makes a world of difference. We live in a society that consistently promotes the idea that loneliness is undesirable. Discussions about male loneliness epidemics often revolve around romantic isolation, which is a separate issue. There's a distinct contrast between craving romantic connection and embracing solitude in a non-romantic sense. The former involves seeking companionship and partnership, while the latter is about individual fulfillment outside of relationships. Ultimately, the experience of being alone is subjective. Some people thrive in the company of others, finding comfort in social interaction. Others feel safer and more secure in solitude. And many exist between these extremes, enjoying moments of companionship while still valuing their time alone. In the end, it's about finding what works for you. Whether you lean towards solitude, social interaction, or a balance of both, the most important thing is understanding yourself and embracing the lifestyle that aligns with your personality and needs. Anyways, thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Signing out. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye for now.